Alright, we're starting to take a look at some new variants today of the mono white core energy decks. These are decks that revolve around Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride, typically a Johnny, and then usually some other cards as well. Chthonian Nightmare has been brought in recently for recursion. And, basically, if you look at the mana cost of these cards, they were always very, very low and efficient. And this was, a big reason that the red-white deck was so good. Now we're taking a look into what we can start to splash into these decks to make them even better. And we've got some cool things here today. The big one here is from Bloomburrow Mockingbird. For X in a blue, basically it's just copy something for how much mana you put into this thing. And it does get flying, which is super relevant in case of a large Nethergoyf. If you make a Psychic Frog that can get bigger, things like this. And then, of course, this getting the counters from Guide of Souls can be relevant as well. We are running some classic removal pieces like Swords to Plowshares and Fatal Push and Thoughtseize as a way to make sure that our opponent's not killing us. We have Recursion through Snapcaster Mage as well. And some of the new things that come into this deck basically are going to just be Abiding Grace, Psychic Frog, and Nethergoyf. Nethergoyf, a pretty solid card in this deck. We have, I believe, 4 types of cards. Land, Creature, Instant Sorcery, Enchantment. That's 5. So this guy can be a 5/6. And we basically have a lot of ways to get a Nethergoyf onto the battlefield, either with Nethergoyf itself or with Mockingbird. Mockingbird really just serves us in this deck as a way of getting extra copies of things. Mockingbird on Ocelot Pride is starting to emerge as like a legitimately busted thing that we can be doing, so definitely watch out for that. But continuing on with these new cards, there's Psychic Frog for 2 mana. You get this absolutely crazy card. Gets evasion in combat, gets to grow itself if you have cards in hand. This card is being a very big problem in Legacy and Modern, and it shows to not be as good in Timeless, but it is a nice card to have, especially when your opponent has been Thoughtseized away, has used their removal on the many, many creatures that we play here. So Psychic Frog is pretty poised here to be a good card. And then, Chthonian Nightmare, we talked about Johnny as well. The final card here is Abiding Grace. And this is one that I decided to try for this deck. We cannot be a Lurrus deck because of this, but we're going to give this a try, seeing if it is indeed going to be better. Costs pretty much half the amount that Lurrus does, and we still get one thing back a turn, although a Johnny, Snapcaster, Psychic Frog, and Chthonian Nightmare cannot come back with Abiding Grace. However, we will be able to get back Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride, which is our main engine here. Nethergoyf coming back for less than 3 is pretty nice because you have to exile a lot of things that hurt Nethergoyf itself. It's better to bring it back with Abiding Grace. So we'll see if that is a better combo than just Nethergoyf escape cost, which, if you have not read this before, is actually not just exiling random cards. It's actually making sure that each card has a different type. You have to have 4 or more card types. So basically the big thing today is to see how Mockingbird is going to work in a shell like this. You can Legend Rule your Johnnies with it. You can copy your Psychic Frogs, which is nice. And then, of course, this busted combo is even more potent with 4 more copies of each potentially in this deck. So this is what I'm calling affectionately Esper Lil, guys. If you guys have a better name for that, please let me know, because this is not... This is one of those things that would go down in history as a poorly named deck if this were to become famous. Not that it's going to be. But regardless, if you can think of something that is a more fitting name for it, do let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and comment in general on the video. Helps with the algorithm. Subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll see you guys in round 1. Alright, here we go. This is round 1. Opening hand has Chthonian Nightmare, Guide of Souls. This is ultimately not a very good creature hand. If opponent mulligans, I definitely mulligan. And if they keep like they did, I have to think about it a little more. Guide of Souls is a good start, but if they have removal, then we are in trouble. Abiding Grace eventually on turn 3 can make sure that this Guide of Souls sticks around. So it is good unless we have specifically Swords to Plowshares in the opponent's deck, or like Solitude or whatever. Chthonian Nightmare is basic. So basically this hand in general is just pretty decent unless my opponent has exile-based removal. It does exist in the format, but let's try to dodge it today. Opponent does start first, so we have a little bit more time in terms of being able to grab our response. We see Flooded Strand, which does not strike me as aggressive. We'll hope that they don't have the Spell Pierce here for Guide of Souls, though if there was a deck that could exile this thing, it's going to be this one. Could be Beans. I have been seeing a lot of Beanstalk decks lately. Flooded Strand will get cracked here. Will it be for a exile-based removal spell? That is the question. Just the Steam events. Blue-red is actually something that I'm happier to see out of this. This is Grixis. This DRC we can take out with a Fatal Push. Mishra's Bauble will not get them to Delirium this turn. Unless they have something to cast off the Bloodstained Mire. And actually, Fatal Push in general will kill it. So we are completely fine. We'll take a look at my top here. Hopefully they have seen a creature. They're going to let me draw here. And they see Ocelot Pride, which we definitely want to keep around here. So we will win game 1 off of the Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride combo. Little did they know that we had a lot of recursion coming for them in the sense of Chthonian Nightmares hacking these cat tokens to bring back whatever they remove. So pretty sweet. We will take that game 1 on just showing my opponents a combo. And I am showing them an engine rather, and I'm going to re-record, or record a bonus round here in round 1 for you guys. We would like to make it past actually the first 2 or 3 turns, ideally. Hopefully the queues won't be too long here. I did wait a bit for this one to fire. Worst comes to worst, I just move on to round 2. We'll give it till 20 seconds. If not, then we let it ride. All right. Round 1, part 2 is in the cards for today. We'll hop in. Let's see what this hand's going to be for us. We have a Johnny Psychic Frog. So this is early Thoughtseize into likely Frog if they don't have removal. And maybe even if they do have removal, we go Frog. I don't really know. I think maybe a Johnny's a better one to put down first since that's 2 bodies they have to deal with. And then hopefully they've spent the removal. The opponent goes first. Let's see if they play Thoughtseize as well. Shock Sacred Foundry for Guide of Souls. Bummer. We will be ready for this though. Thoughtseize. We want to take an Ocelot Pride if they have it. We will get to remove it, and then so they have a lot of removal themselves. All right. So we hang out the Ajani, and then work from there. Ooh, Guide of Souls number 2 is not great. We can flash in Snapcaster Mage to surprise them. We will be looking for Fatal Push here, though. Snap Fatal Push will be a really good play for us if possible. We find Ocelot Pride instead, so we want to kind of hang out a Johnny first, I'd say. So we'll do that now. Force them to use some of this removal here. Static Prison, not an issue. If they put a Static Prison, it could potentially be good for us because if the game goes long, hopefully we'll be able to deal with these Guide of Souls before they amass too much energy. So I take it we're going to lose a creature on the end step here. This will probably be Galvanic Discharge on a Johnny, saving 1 mana. Or saving 1 energy, rather. They could also go for the Lightning Bolt on him and then try to be a little bit more efficient and use Discharge on the token. We'll see what it is here. Or will it be Static Prison? Probably not Static Prison. I think if I'm them, I go Lightning Bolt. It's the most efficient move. Notably, they don't have their 3rd land yet. Hopefully they don't find it here, but also hopefully they don't find a creature. We'll be Galvanic Discharge here, banking the mana. So these Guide of Souls will get to start beating down. Alright, I assume this is going to be one of those triggers being agreed to. Sure. We have 4 damage a turn coming down. Psychic Frog is an option. Abiding Grace here does gain us life now. I think Snapcaster Thoughtseize or Snapcaster Ocelot Pride is a good move. Thoughtseize puts us in a dangerous position and we do not have removal. So I will go Flooded Strand here. Activating the ability. We will go to 8, but then we will find a basic white for Ocelot Pride. We'll see if they want to take that away on their turn. And then I'm going to Snapcaster Mage and try to eat this Guide of Souls. We don't care about the flashback in this case. Thoughtseize is probably going to do more harm than good here. This is going to come down to us being able to block the Guide of Souls for a turn. It may come down to Psychic Frog activation just to get another draw. They will continue in like this. We're not going to get the block that we wanted. And if this comes down to it, then this is not the end of the world. Unstable Amulet. If I get another land here, I'm probably jamming Psychic Frog Snapcaster, or like holding up Snapcaster Mage again. We will go to our turn. I do find the land here. I don't think it's worth going to 3 because we need to not die to Guide of Souls. What I will do, though, is unfortunately not be able to get Ocelot Pride to trigger this turn. It does not work as well as you would hope with Abiding Grace. So I think I go tapped Godless Shrine here, Psychic Frog. Nothing in graveyard to bring back, right? Yeah, so that's unfortunate. I can attack here, gain a life, and then Abiding Grace back. So we'll try that. See how they block here. I think this is an easy block for them. No, they're actually going to give it to me. That's sweet. So then in this case, we go tapped Godless Shrine, and we go Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog can outblock Guide of Souls, and I can discard my hand to make it big enough to tangle. I'm going to try not to do that, though. They do need to kill it. Will be Static Prison taking out my Frog, unfortunately, unless they choose weirdly. Yep, that's what I would do. Alright, and they have 2 energy to work with here. Hopefully not another creature. I do see Amped Raptor here, so they can actually kill me this turn, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. We take 1 through Unstable Amulet, trigger on one of the Guide of Souls, and I take 6. Alright, so round 1 we get a concession and a loss. We'll count that a 50-50. Opponent gets to move in with Guide of Souls here. Should just attack all the way in. And they got it. So a little bit more removal than we were prepared to deal with. Small decks do get out underneath the Thoughtseize. Sometimes it is what it is. Was really hoping to get Abiding Grace to work. Ocelot Pride attacking and blocking, dying, and then being brought back is decent in terms of just gaining me life in general. But unfortunately, if you haven't seen these on the battlefield together, they are both end step triggers, so Ocelot Pride cannot come back and then see that we're on the end step, unfortunately. All right, so that was round 1. Let's go into round 2 and try to get a clean win here. Hopefully, it will not be all aggro matchups this game. This deck does play well into some control game plans as well. All right, round 2 coming up. Okay, it's round 2. Johnny Ocelot Pride, not terrible. We have Mockingbird for the first time in this deck tech. We find white black off Polluted Delta plus this. That also means that we'll have Chthonian Nightmare around. I think this hand is definitely a keep. We will attempt to resolve an Ocelot Pride turn 1. Black white means that we are covered on all colors. Here's an Ocelot Pride. A Johnny next turn with them attacking is great. Looks like priority is held here for something. This is Archive Trap. All right. Well, that's not going to be bad for us, even this is, if this is mill, because Chthonian Nightmare is going to do a lot of work for us. We attack in. And the question is, do we go Guide of Souls and Mockingbird? And I think the answer is a resounding yes. Guide of Souls. See if that resolves, and we go Mockingbird. X equals 0. We've paid 1 mana for it, so we can copy the Ocelot Pride. We will be getting 2 triggers on the end step if this resolves. Alright, so that is a trigger on Guide of Souls. We have gained our life, and that is trigger. Let's go. This means that we'll be at 7 permanents at the end of this turn. 38 cards left in deck. Bloodstained Mire. We're worried about Tasha's Hideous Laughter here. That does hit this deck in particular pretty hard. Oh, and we actually just get our turn back here. That's crazy. I can Brainstorm with Fatal Push available. I can also go a Johnny here in case they decide to kill something. I can also even give something Evasion here with the Guide of Souls. Fatal Push might be an option. I think basically I'm going to attack in and see what they play. They're going to flash something in, probably kill some sort of creature here. I'm going to attack and I think spend 3 energy to give 1 Ocelot Pride flying. So we'll take action. And the question is, do I go on a cat or an Ocelot Pride? I think I'm actually going to keep things spread out here and make their removal a little bit less efficient. And this damage is just going through, which is kind of wild. So I basically need to put 1 permanent onto the battlefield. I can get risky and go for Brainstorm, or I can just try to get a Johnny into play. And the question is, do they play removal here? I don't think it really matters. Or sorry, I mean counter spells here. I think I just go with Johnny. They counter it. Maybe deploy something. I kill it with Fatal Push attack in. Yeah, I think if this resolves, the upside is just fine enough. Alright, I think that will be a send, right? No, we're at 9. Okay, so after these triggers resolve, then we will be good. Sweet. Alright, cool. So we are absolutely cooking here. This is a very wide board. They will need a board clear that does 3 or more damage per... yeah, basically 2 damage will wipe my board mostly. We'll be left with a 3/3, but you know, it is what it is. Life total's doing just fine here. I like the place that we're sitting in. Opponent hasn't really done anything this game other than Archive Trap. There is a double cast Archive Trap deck that this could have been. I have tried to run that in Timeless before. Can tell you from experience, it's not very good. So that's round 2 in the bag. We went absolutely nuts on this poor opponent. Yeah, I mean, that's Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls for you. Finally got to see Mockingbird do its thing copying Ocelot Pride. That was lethal. Alright, cool. Round 2 in the bag. Here comes round 3. Alright, this is round 3. We're hot off a great round 2. This turn we have either Thoughtseize or Guide of Souls into Psychic Frog. This is not the greatest hand, but we will try it. I will consider a Thoughtseize unless they do something aggressive. Shocking a Blood Crypt definitely almost means Thoughtseize from them. In fact, it's actually nothing, though. I think I'm curious enough to want to take a look at their hand. We will pay 4 life, essentially, to make that happen. Will be Troll of Khazad-dûm. We are Reanimator. Okay, sure. We take Reanimate, which I assume is in their hand. Oh, double Reanimate. That's unfortunate. So we can Fatal Push something eventually. Yeah, that's not great. So Fury kills my board, which is very unfortunate. I think we just have to take 1 Reanimate and be sad that a Fury or a Troll is coming back next turn. Yeah, we just work through this. We can create blockers if necessary. They will be at a low-ish life total. This Fury is very awkward, though, because that really deals with my board quite well. And our removal spells are not really set up to deal with a Troll so well. And we actually don't even have the blue to cast a Psychic Frog. Unfortunate. So we will set that up at the very least. Hollowed Fountain. I think we do need some more lands. I'm trying to think if we have any true removal. We do not play Static Prison in this deck. Our idea basically is to just have recursion and recur our creatures. We'll attempt a Guide of Souls, which probably just gets eaten by Fury. The question is, do they Fury and then reanimate Fury, or do they do something else? Well, actually, no, that would have happened this last turn, so yeah, no, not a thing that could happen here. Okay, so kind of sad that we didn't take this Hollowed Fountain, because I realized that now we could go Psychic Frog into Mockingbird, which would have been strong. We can still do that with Polluted Delta. We'll attempt Psychic Frog here. I should have actually reversed that and done Mockingbird, so maybe I just hold this for the following turn. Alright, so we attack. Once again, Fury can wipe my board here, which is awkward. I can trade with the Troll if I'd like to. I think I'd honestly be okay taking another 6. Fury does not have Flash. Yeah, okay, fine. So we lose to Fatal Push anyhow. We'll be taking down to 4 this turn. Luckily they're stuck on just a few lands, but we need to deal with a Troll that I don't think is going to be going away. I can produce enough creatures to block it though, which is good. But they do just kill them with Fury, so I think I'm done. We can go Polluted Delta here. I will get a Surveil here that produces blue. Which would be one of these guys. Alright, and what do we find on top? Is it the removal that we needed for Troll? It will be a Brainstorm, which is not really going to do it here. We will keep it though because it gives us our best look at finding something. Alright, let's see what the cards have for us now. One of our blues will be used here. And We can go Guide of Souls, Guide of Souls. Okay, that does keep me alive. I won't be dead. We'll put 1, 2 back. I don't think I need a shock land currently. We'll have our land drop for the next turn. Or do we? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Guide of Souls. We can even go possibly Abiding Grace Mockingbird eventually. Mockingbird here for x equals 0, targeting our other Guide of Souls. We now have a total of 7 life, assuming that they don't remove. Okay. So that's something. We're not blocking here, so we might as well attack. We will, of course, pay this. Fury, unfortunately, now is a really bad beat for me. Even if they kill it, though, we Abiding Grace it back. But yeah, Fury being 5 CMC is just unfortunate for Fatal Push. We are a little bit better suited. Yep, and there it is. They will clear the way. Will they take 2 creatures or 1? They will actually take just the 2, sure. I was never blocking the troll anyhow. And now basically it just comes down to... Ah, crap. Okay. So this is Rakdos Scam then. Alright. And that means that our board is effectively cleared, and we are going to lose this next turn. We'll go to 1, and I suppose there's no way to go out like cracking a Flooded Strand to do it for you. Say GG's, and we are out. Alright, so tough round 3. The Scam matchup is a little bit tough. The CMCs that Reanimator and Scam in general are not super great for this deck. You could run the Static Prisons, which in this matchup would have been pretty good, but those typically will sit useless in a lot of other situations. But give it a try. Let me know how it works. Either way, we're on to round 4. Okay, this is round 4. Ocelot Pride Guide of Souls is a great start. This is very creature heavy, so hopefully they don't have removal, but luckily we get to go first. We'll pay, and we'll be able to go Ocelot Mockingbird. That is, I think, the best start that this deck can produce. Alright. Mockingbird x equals 0, confirm, target Ocelot Pride. Okay, we get to attack for 1. And yeah, let's make a bunch of permanents. That is 7. Alright, Chthonian Nightmare can come down and deal with whatever they are able to remove of mine. And then we will just march. Oh, Intangible Virtue. Not exactly what I was expecting to be playing against. We find black through Polluted Delta, and then we just go Guide of Soul Psychic Frog, and I think that we are looking pretty solid here. I'd like more white here. We shock, we go Guide of Souls first, then Psychic Frog. There we are. We will have Ascend here, and yeah, things are looking good. We might as well get aggro here. I will once again make sure that I'm spreading the wealth here in terms of permanents that they want to destroy of mine. It will be at 10 here on turn 3, moving into Intangible Virtue. We are looking big now. Yes, sir. All the energy that we could possibly want in this world. They need to find a board wipe on turn 3. Divine Purge would be the one. I doubt they play it in a token deck. And we will take round 4. So you lose big and you win big with this deck. 2 very, very big win bigs. 5th and final round coming up. Hope you guys have been enjoying the games here. Let's close out with one more strong one. Okay, 5th and final round. Let's go. This hand does not have the backup of, or does not have the blessing of having a lot of good aggro cards here. I think we're going to mulligan it. The Swords is nice. Chthonian plus Ajani is a move, since they're going to definitely kill an Ajani. But we do lose out big in some cases. This hand's great. Get another Goyf for the first time. I will have to decide between Brainstorm and Thoughtseize then. I think in all likelihood the choice is most likely to just get rid of another Goyf. I'm going to get rid of Thoughtseize though. I do want to make sure that we play all these cards. And it looks like this might be Domain. So Leyline Binding is the name of the game here. So if I fetch black with Flooded Strand, I'll be able to play everything. We go Guide of Souls first. And we might be losing this guy. Unfortunate. Abiding Grace, though, is going to be great. Hopefully we can play it by turn 3. And actually, we'll just be able to do this anyway. So we actually have to grab white-black then, specifically. This will be Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride, and we are back on the horse here, so to speak. Alright, so depending on if we draw that all-important third land or not, we have one of two options going with this hand. It's either Abiding Grace or the other two cards. Opponent has just red and green. This is a face-down card with the board. We find the thing that we needed. Problem is, I don't trigger Abiding Grace without it. So we'll win round 5 anyway. Kind of confusing. They started something and then it didn't work out. We'll do a part 2 to round 5 just to make sure that we have not just a sad concede there. Let's hope that the queue doesn't take too long. The first one was in 16 seconds. We'll cap this at 20 before I just go ahead and re-record. All right, 12 seconds, not too bad. Let's get back in there. Okay. Round 5, part 2. Guide of Souls, Ocelot Prize at Johnny. This hand rocks if we can get an extra land. Marsh Flats into Hollowed Fountain into Brainstorm means that we can probably get it to happen. If our turn 1 draw produces another land, though, we can rationalize Thoughtseize turn 1. It's Esper Sentinel. Okay, so I do have the opportunity to go Thoughtseize first. I mean, if this is humans or death and taxes, I want to go wide faster than they can do anything. We'll get our regularly scheduled Hollowed Fountain here. Excuse me, let me click it. And we will start with the Guide of Souls. If they have Sword Splashers or a Solitude, I suppose it's okay if they do that. Oh, Bishop of Wings. Angels or, specifically Angels actually, not Angels or Clerics. We can go Ocelot Pride into Thoughtseize. And they're actually tapped out, so it doesn't matter. I think I'm not interested in paying for a Esper Sentinel trigger. We will just cast the Ocelot Pride first, then move into Thoughtseize. Hopefully we can strip a good turn 3 play. Often those are the best in these types of decks. Alright, well, Starheim Aspirant likely going to be the one. Authority of the Console is also a decent one to get rid of, especially in the face of Valkyrie Harbinger. I think I'm going to get rid of Authority of the Consoles. That one seems like it hurt me the most, and then we do not attack like this. Alright, we're getting wide here. It will become extremely relevant if I can get a Johnny flipped and put counters on all my cats. Mockingbird is great. We have only 2 mana here, though, so the question is either a Johnny or Mockingbird Brainstorm, except Mockingbird Brainstorm's not possible. We go Johnny. Alright, we have enough to attack with the Ocelot Pride. I will do it. Take action. We need to keep their life total low, so getting in is important here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 permanents. We can likely hit 10 next turn if they don't deal with my board very well. Valkyrie Harbinger, though, is a problem. It will gain 4, and that means that another angel is coming out. Alright, now things get tough. We are not very well equipped to deal with that. Okay. Sure. I just copy Ocelot Pride here, then. We want to find blue. I'll find blue-black. While we regrave, we shock it. No Fatal Push in the graveyard, right? No. We go Mockingbird for either... We can take a 3-drop. None of these are relevant 3-drops, right? No, they are not. Suppose I can go... Oh, man, it's like flip a Johnny or make a Ocelot Pride big. We'll go on the Ocelot Pride business. Confirm 0, copying our Ocelot Pride. And we do have Ascend now. I will draw with Brainstorm, looking for removal. I think I will pay this, so we will next turn this. There is the Fatal Push, that's great. 1, 2, and the Swords to Plowshares is huge, so we have a way to deal with their stuff this next turn. We do not do anything here. We've gained our life. We continue to go big. Alright. So there's a chance that we're able to push through this next turn. Especially if we Legend Ruler Ajani somehow. Giada. I hate it, but alright, fine. Oh man, and Resplendent Angel. Alright, this got bad. Oh, and land tax. Oh, geez. Okay, luckily we don't care about that. So now I think we go Swords to Plowshares, Fatal Push. We are not blocking. We'll take our 8. Yeah, I think now we gotta double Swords. Yikes. Okay, so we have to kill everything that makes these annoying things happen. So this will start with a Resplendent Angel. That needs to die, and then probably also the Valkyrie Harbinger. Resplendent Angel is small enough that losing a cat would be okay. We don't have red permanent, so we can't do the Ajani thing. So first of all, the move is kill Valkyrie Harbinger. We must let this happen. Decline to pay. They do get to draw. They have an obscene amount of life now. Then we need to Snapcaster back the kill the Resplendent Angel. Swords. And we... Oh, the sword... No. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Did I tap my mana wrong? Yes, I did. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, we have a lot of things that are not going to work out here. We will attack in with a cat. If they kill it, we flip a Johnny. Not really any reason to do that. They will block. We will get our Johnny flip. Johnny's going to definitely die next turn, but it is going to be useful to be able to plus and put some counters on all our cats. Alright, we'll end turn. There we are. And we are once again healthy, so we will not die to these things in the air. Fatal Push now, a good way of not dying, but Righteous Valkyrie is a problem. We will need to block with something here. Okay, so we can kill the Righteous Valkyrie. I mean, yeah, I think this is probably one that we are just getting run away with here. We've gone wide, they've gone wide, but they go wide and tall at the same time. They'll attack in for 21. This is lethal for anyone who's counting. This is more than lethal, actually. So I think even with the blocks that I can make, which really do suck for me, I still take 20 this way. We'll keep one Ocelot Pride, so I actually should be blocking with this one instead. Alright. And now that means that Fatal Push can turn off Righteous Valkyrie. Down to 5. We have Fatal Push up. Kind of wish I had killed the Resplendent Angel before that happened. We will kill the Righteous Valkyrie. And I don't know if I can recover. Snapcaster Mage does get me back that Swords to Plowshares I wanted. We will cast Swords to Plowshares, targeting Resplendent Angel. So unfortunately, even though we were able to get rid of all their problems, they now have all these Flying Angels. So, dang, we gave it our best, but our best was not enough. We'll move to our opponent's turn here. We'll make 6 more, or just 2 more cats, actually. And we will go to Death Step. Alright, so definitely some major highs and major lows with this deck. I think that you could make some changes, and as we're not a Lurrus deck, go with some moderate late game oriented cards in that 3 or more drop slot. Could rock with a Shield Rid or something, you never know. But as we do not block here, this will bring us to the end of the video. Thank you for checking this deck out with me. We have some other brews with Mockingjay coming up pretty soon that I'll be excited to show off for you guys. Yeah, so this was Esper Lil, guys. If you have a better name, please let me know. And for that, that will be the last game. So thank you for sticking around and watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one.